Hello everyone, welcome to the lesson, and the topic of today's lesson is the river Thames. Open your copybooks and put down the date. Monday, the 11th of April. Class work. We are going on speaking about traveling, and today we are speaking about rivers. In a minute, try to remember as many names of the rivers as you can. Just name them. So, answer my questions. What is the longest river in the world? What is Mississippi famous for? What is the main river in England? So, the main river of England is the Thames. What do you know about the river Thames? Try to answer this question. Of course you know something. You know that it is the main river in England. You know that London stands on this river, but there is a lot of information you can be interested in. In your copybooks, without reading the text, put down 3 questions. 3 questions about the river Thames. When you are ready with the questions, read the text and open the brackets. The words must be changed. Итак, вы записали 3 вопроса в тетрадь, и теперь вы переходите к чтению текста. Обратите внимание, в тексте есть слова в скобках. Ваша задача – изменить их, используя суффиксы, префиксы, чтобы они подходили по смыслу. Do this, then we will check. When you finish reading the text, listen to it and check your answers.
Exercise 2B, page 101.
The Thames. London would not be London without the River Thames. It flows 250 miles across the English countryside and then through the heart of the great city before it reaches the sea. The Thames has played an extremely important part in making England what it is today. England had very few roads in the past, so the Thames provided a major highway between London and many parts of the country. People could also send supplies of food and other goods to and from London by boat. In times of war, London was protected from sea attacks because they built castles and forts at the mouth of the river. People from the London area got their drinking water from the Thames, and thirsty cows and sheep were a common sight along its banks. With the Industrial Revolution in the 18th century, the Thames became one of the busiest waterways in the world. Factories made and exported goods of all kinds. So people became rich, and many of them built beautiful houses along the banks of the river. The famous writer Charles Dickens spent part of his childhood there, and later wrote about the Thames in his books. Today, the Thames has become a symbol of London, just as much as Big Ben or Buckingham Palace. If you take a stroll along its banks, you'll have a day full of pleasant surprises. You can admire bridges built in many different architectural styles. The most famous one is probably Tower Bridge, which actually opens up 1,000 times a year to let ships through. Or you might be lucky enough to see London's rowing event, the Oxford and Cambridge Boat Race, which takes place on the river every spring. Whether you're a Londoner or a visitor, the Thames will always have something to offer you.
So, you listened to the text and check once again what you have done. Look through if you have any mistakes. Просмотрите, вдруг вы где-то сделали ошибку. Well, now let's have a look at highlighted words. Your task is to explain them in English. Don't translate. Explain. Помните, выделенные слова вы объясняете. Не переводите, а объясняете на английском другими словами. So let's have a look. Reaches. It reaches the sea. Explain the word reaches. Объясните слово reaches. Gets to the sea, comes to the sea. Provided. The Thames provided a major highway between London and many parts. Provided. In this case, it was the major highway. Supplies. They could send supplies of food. Some amount of food people could use. A tax. See a tax. Well, see battles. Banks of the river. It is a part of the river where water meets land. Exported. Exported, sold to other countries or cities, to other places. So took something out of the country, of the city, of the area. Symbol. What is a symbol? Well, it is something that represents the city, represents the idea. Famous. What is famous? Famous, something well known, something popular. Well, we managed with the words. Hope you managed with me. Now, your task is to make a plan of the text. There are 4 paragraphs in the text, so there must be 4 points in your plan. Put down the plan in your copybook. It is your written task. Запишите план текста в тетрадь. План должен быть сделан так, чтобы стать опорой для пересказа. So, write 4 points, 4 main ideas of the text. Well, when your plan is ready, you can do your homework. I mean, you can retell the text using your plan. Итак, когда вы написали план, вы уже готовы выполнять домашнее задание, которое звучит так. Пересказать прочитанный нами текст по плану. План у вас записан в тетради, вопросы к тексту у вас записаны в тетради, и, пользуясь вопросами и планом, вы можете пересказать текст. I'm waiting for your retellings on Viber. See you on Thursday. That's all for today. Bye-bye.